As at my Orchids and Famous friends, I have an amazing adventure for you guys today. We're at the Circles in a Forest trail in Knysna in search of some amazing wild orchids to document. So stay tuned for some great content. Circles in a Forest is a mystical trail with tall ferns, arching trees and birds calling all around you. I've been so excited about this destination because you can find numerous Angraecoid orchid species embedded in the bark of these aged and gnarled trees. The first orchid species we came across was Tridactyl bicaudata, which I had initially thought was Setokas akiwata. This was until I realized the 4 stems as well as the dried up stem in the back, which shows you the true size of this plant. The next orchid species that we saw was Mr. Sirium kopens, which is pretty ubiquitous in the area. To get an idea of the blooms, here is an image of the Mr. Sirium in my collection in flower. The next orchid is quite interesting. Initially I thought it was Mr. Sirium kopens, and it may still be. However, the leaves are a little bit more pointy than I'm used to, so it may be another Angraecoid species. And here is an amazing specimen of Setokas akiwata, also known as the curved bird orchid. The next orchids that were high up in a tree and very difficult to get to with the camera was a clump of Angraecum siciferum. We were fortunate enough to find an Angraecum pusillum at eye level and spent some time admiring this species. The orchid had a few seed pods attached to its spent flower spikes. This Angraecum species is commonly known as the white dwarf shell orchid. Later on, we came across a Mr. Sirium kopens in bud. The following 2 orchids I initially thought were Mr. Sirium kopens, but on closer inspection I'm starting to think that they may be juvenile Setokas akiwata or another Angraecoid species. And then we happened to stumble across this very old and rugged Tridactyl bicaudata. All in all, we saw over 15 orchids of 5 different species. But we could not say goodbye to Neisner without checking out the Neisner seahorse. Enjoy.